Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another Wellness Wednesdays. I'm so grateful that we've been able to do this call pretty much every week. We've kind of switched over to more focused calls here. So more, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. But this time around, we're focusing on weight loss. And I'm super excited. We have a very special guest who's joining us today, Jared Curtis. He has a very powerful transformation story. He's been taking these superfoods for a number of years now. And then as well, of course, as my co-host, Samantha, who she has been on these superfoods for around a year now, which is just amazing. She's also had a very super, super profound transformation. So super grateful that I get to be here and that these two beautiful humans are here as well to share. So I'm going to open up the call with a bit about my story and my weight loss transformation through holistic health and through these superfoods, because it's been really powerful and it's been going on for about a couple years now. So when this first came into my life, it was during the pandemic. I was at a very dark point in my life. I was really struggling with my depression, with my anxiety. So I was staying in bed a lot of the time, eating super processed foods, eating, a lot of things that aren't good for me, and just like pretty much barely moving my body at all, and really not getting any exercise in. So just really a really stagnant lifestyle, really central lifestyle. So I was really struggling. And so, when this first came into my life, I saw one of my friends who was taking these superfoods, kind of sharing about this green juice, about whole food nutrition. I was vegan at the time, and so was she. But I was really struggling through my journey with veganism, at least at that point in my life, and really, really struggling. But I saw her just like living her best life and thriving. So I was like, I got to figure out what she's doing. So I asked her about it, and she was super excited to share with me. She just like welcomed me with open arms, and was just sharing with me about what had changed her life, and about where she had been before these foods that came into her life. I said yes to, she explained it to me. It was a 30-day kind of lifestyle change, and which I was really looking for, because I've struggled with eating disorders over the year, and depression, of course. So I didn't really do I couldn't do any diets, couldn't do any form of deprivation, to a store, which it's amazing. They just were shipped right to my door. And so, before that, I was doing a bunch of reading up about it, kind of reading into, what this is all going to entail. I decided that I was going to cut out all processed food from my diet for those 30 days. And so I got a bunch of whole foods from the grocery store. I was intaking a lot of fruit as well with this. It was like I think it was like day 4 or something like that I kind of felt a really big shift, which it seems like that's around the time that everybody notices this really big shift, is like day 3 or day 4. So I first noticed it mentally, which was amazing. My depression got so much better. I had so much more energy. I was going out and exercising a lot more. I was really motivated to eat all the healthy foods that I had in my fridge, instead of just letting them go to waste and rot away on the counter. And so, yeah, it was amazing. I wasn't weighing myself, because that's not something I do with myself anymore, but I noticed a significant weight loss in my face. A lot of inflammation went down throughout my body and my face, and it was amazing. And actually, over this past winter, I kind of fell into a depression again. A really bad dark spot in my life. I stopped taking care of my health. I became really sedentary again, and it was back in a really cold climate for the winter, and so I kind of just really let myself go. And so that takes me to this before picture that you're seeing in these photos here, my before and after. When I look at that photo, it really kind of breaks my heart. That's over this past winter even. I was really, really struggling in that point. I was eating a lot of processed foods, non-organic foods, things that were just really bad for me, and taking a lot of, just not good things into my body. And I was in the sedentary lifestyle again. So of course my depression got bad, because I wasn't taking care of myself. I threw my self-care routines out the window. And this is the result. My bloating was horrific. My constipation was horrific. I was in so much pain. I was so depressed. It was a really horrible experience, and really I needed to go through it. It was an eye-opening experience to, go through this again. I knew what the solution was. I knew what I had to do. And, I knew how to make it better. And I knew what it felt like to feel better and to feel amazing in that after photo. So that before photo was probably maybe a month and a half ago. And this after photo is probably only a week or two ago. And so, that level of inflammation, that level of constipation, bloating was just gone. It was gone so quickly. And, like I said, it was like day 4 that I just started to feel amazing again. I started to feel like a human being again, energized. My bloating went down seriously within a week. Like it was gone. My bloating was gone of starting this 30-day transformation again. And so, yeah, it was just really incredible to experience that. Of course, once again, I needed to go through it again to just re-solidify how important it is to stick with this holistic nutrition, to really take how important gut health is, how important not only the gut-brain connection is, but the gut connection through the rest of your body. It's so important. And so, I'm still actually going through my 30-day reset right now. And it's been amazing. I'm just so grateful to be on this journey, and so happy for myself and proud of myself that I was able to come back to this and not just, let myself go further and further and further. So I'm just super, super grateful to be here and to continue on this journey and to never let myself go like that again in the before picture. So I'm even just to have this before and after picture has just been really amazing for me to, stay steady on this journey and to, continue to take care of my gut health and my mental health and, continue to eat the way I am and live the way I've been living. So just so grateful for this journey. And with that, I want to pass it over to Samantha to show her before and after pictures and share a little bit about her story.
Oh, it's so incredible to hear your story, Ingrid, and to see your before and afters is just mind-blowing. Like the transformation that can happen and the speed that it can happen in. I have definitely been struggling with my weight for a very long time, so I'll go over to mine. So yeah, my weight loss journey has been, it's almost like a lifelong thing for me. I have one side of the family that definitely struggles with their weight, and I have the other side that it's just effortless, and I'm somewhere in between. But I really have to be conscious of what I am doing, the things I'm putting in my body, and how much I am moving my body. So when I came back from Montana, which was about, I want to say 9 to 10 years ago, I had stepped onto the scale for the first time in a very, very long time. And this was after a very low point in my life. I had turned to food for comfort and an escape. And the scales started with a 2, where I was used to seeing them start with a 1. And it was like 2-0 something. And my heart sank. I realized how bad of a situation that I was in, the position that I put myself in. And I started from that moment on, I took my health into my hands in all of the ways that I knew. I started going to the gym. I started eating healthy, which this was prior to me being vegan. And, so that looked like egg whites without the yolk, lean meats, not the red meats, like all these weird things, whole grains versus white bread. And I mean, I made a little bit of progress, but my health internally and mentally was still declining. It was a year or 2 after I started kind of taking care of myself as best as I knew how, that I started having a lot of things present themselves. Symptoms, depression was getting worse. And I started going to the doctors. And that is when they first told me they thought I had a food allergy, and they put me on an elimination diet, which did nothing for me. And I'm so glad that within 2 months of this elimination diet the doctors put me on, that I learned about whole food plant-based and the power that plants have in not only preventing things, but reversing them. And it just all made so much sense to me that within a week I had watched enough documentaries to, give me the ethical perspective of veganism as well as the environmental. So I just overnight with my partner, we went vegan, and that was just over 6 years ago now. So 2 months into being vegan, I also gave up gluten and I also gave up alcohol, which I knew were not serving me. And within that 3 months of just simply making those changes into my diet, I lost 30 pounds, which was incredible because I had barely made it under that 200 mark at this point in my life. And to lose 30 pounds in 3 months was just mind blowing to me. But from that moment on, it was a constant up and down, up and down. I like gain 10 pounds, lose 5 pounds, lose, like it was just like this huge fluctuation where, I mean, over the last 6 years of being vegan, I've seen the 170s, the 160s, the 150s, back up to the 60s, back up to the 70s. Like it's just been a constant struggle of mine. And it seems like any amount of days that I can go without actually really, following whole food plant-based and really taking care of myself, that it's just like it starts to come back on, until I was presented with this ultimate lifestyle transformation. And it was incredible. Within the first like 6 days is when I really started to notice that difference in my overall health. But the first 7 days, literally, it was mind blowing. Every day that I stepped on the scale in those first 7 days, it went down 1 pound. And then it kind of like slowly trickled off. So it was a total of 15 pounds that I lost within my first 30-day ULT. And it was pretty cool because at that point, it was a year plus into the pandemic. And that year plus into the pandemic, I gained 15 pounds from my starting point. And so it was like I lost all that weight that the pandemic put on, that I put on during the pandemic. And I was back at square one where I was like, okay, I can do this now. This is manageable. I think I was still in like the low 160s. Which for me is still not an optimal healthy weight. In this before picture, that was about a week to 2 weeks before I started my ultimate lifestyle transformation. And in my after picture, that was, I think, within the last couple of months since I've been here in California. And it just proves that not only was I able to lose the weight and completely transform my health overall, but I've been able to keep it off and consistently continue to go down to my healthy optimal weight. And it's not like I'm trying really hard. It's not like I'm at the gym all the time. Like I do work out most days, but I'm not pushing myself to these 2+ hour workouts like I was before. And it's just something that's easy to maintain. It's something that is enjoyable, super convenient, way more affordable than the way that I was doing it before this came into my life, which was buying a whole bunch of produce, juicing it every morning, doing big, like salads that would feed most families was just a single salad for myself. Like I was just like cramming in the whole foods because I was like, I need the nutrients. I'm on chronometer, and you have to eat so many greens just to hit certain micronutrients, and it's not sustainable, at least for me, in any way, shape, or form. So to have one shaker cup in the morning that has 6 microgreen solids of nutrition, it's just like, okay, this is easy. It's way more affordable than what I was doing before. And it's just like one place I go to online has everything I need versus going to the grocery store and going to like 5 different grocery stores, plus a bunch of places online for all the different supplements that I was taking. And I'm just, yeah, like you said, Ingrid, I am so grateful that this came into my life and that I have these kind of images that I can look at and see the difference that it's made. Because the first before and afters I took, I didn't really think looking in the mirror that I looked that different, but the pictures don't lie. And I'm just so glad to have not only found this solution for my health, but also to have a support system within our community. I'm so grateful to you, Ingrid, for reaching out to me, and to everyone who I've come into contact within this community since then. And one of them is Jared Curtis. And I am so grateful because if it wasn't for him and his partner, Allison, saying yes to themselves a few years ago, we wouldn't be here. And so that's just the power of when you say yes to yourself, you have no idea the amount of lives that it's going to be able to positively impact. So I'm going to pass it over to Jared so he can share his story because it's incredible.
Cheers. Well, thank you so much, Sam. And thank you, Ingrid, for having me. Incredible stories. They're really inspiring. I know you're going to help so many people, just like having gone through that experience yourself and just being open about it. It's really cool. Can you hear me? I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, sure. So yeah, like I kind of started out as most men do. Like I'm 40 now, and all through my 20s and 30s, I was a bit bigger, but I think I had body dysmorphia where I thought I looked really good. You know, I'd watching a lot of Fight Club, and I thought I looked like Tyler Durden probably in my mind, but I actually looked like, you know, dad bod in in my 20s. But what it is like I had a wake up call. I was playing a Nintendo Wii, the Wii Fit game, and you have to put in your height and your weight, and then it builds like a little virtual character of you. So I did that, and that's your BMI essentially. And based on that, I came out as this like pudgy little character. So I was just like, okay, so that's how I perceived, you know, and I kind of was just coming to terms with all that. So I wanted to lose weight. I tried diets, I tried calorie counting, you know, I did a coaching thing, and just all through my research and trying trial and error, nothing really stuck, you know. And that's why I think most diets fail. I think like 1% of the time they work. So what it was really required was a lifestyle change that would allow me to exercise, would allow me to have a consistency in my day to day. And that's really what we discovered through gut health. I was always interested in soil health, soil regeneration, and the quality of how our food is grown. And a lot of what Purium, the same technology that's repairing the soil, like fulvic and humic acid, and that's how our gut works. That's how our internal soil works. So by targeting the microbiome, I feel that my energy levels increased, my asthma, my allergies disappeared. Like I hate to say I cured them, but they're gone. Lifetime of asthma and allergies, as well as a significant weight loss. So like a lot of what you see in my before picture is inflammation and bloating and colon buildup from just years of a standard diet where it's a lot of meat, it's a lot of processed food. So to undo that, we went plant-based 5 years ago. And that it was like overnight. We were just like, okay, let's do this. We're going plant-based. And I felt a huge difference very quickly, like within a month. Breathing better, digesting better, more energy, sleep. I still had bloating. I still had some issues. And then after doing the gut cleanse, all that stuff went away, and that's when my asthma, my allergies disappeared. So I knew it was really powerful, and witnessing Allison's transformation, her mental health upgrade was just like undeniable. So we became advocates for this, for like showing people how to accelerate their gut health protocol, because it's a difficult space to navigate. If you look online, I want better gut health, I want clean gut. It's going to be a lot of information to kind of parse and you know, figure out. So these are honestly the cheat codes, because it's the best quality. This is a company that's been around for 30 years, and they have kind of they have done the work for us, where Dave Sandoval, the formulator, he's discovered the ingredient combination for optimal gut and this cleanse. So getting rid of that toxic residue that's a known carcinogen that's in everything non-organic, detoxing from that, and your body resets, and then you're able to absorb hacking. Exactly. And so what is epigenetics? What we're doing is biohacking. It's some food, and we're just undoing the last 100 years of process with like overly processed food and over sanitization, over medicating. That is really a departure from the natural way. So here we are finding our way back, and I'll throw it back to you, Ingrid, because we'll show you how it's done, as it were.
Thank you so much, Jared. You have such a powerful story and such a wealth of knowledge as well. It's absolutely amazing to hear you share. I learn something new every time. So say hello the organic superfood nutrition that has literally changed like aspect of lives. I'm so excited to get into this. You want to go to the next one, Sam? That would be amazing. Perfect. So the Super Amino 23, this is one of my favorites. So this is a pre-digested protein. The name is Super Amino 23 because it actually absorbs into your bloodstream within 23 minutes. So this helps you to build lean muscle. It's amazing for burning fat. So this is actually created for comatose patients to be able to keep muscle on. Really not moving their body at all. So it also prevents mental acuity. It tightens skin. Allison, for example, I've quite a few mothers in our community of humans is struggled with loose skin from pregnancies and stuff like that. So this is amazing if you have a lot of skin and even previous weight from pregnancy. Amazing and then like I said, it was 3 minutes, and then also I would build so bioavailability, so it's not like some of the other proteins that are just getting $1,000 worth. It is getting so it's amazing. And yeah, I take this absolutely every day. This is one of my absolute non-negotiables. And then Biomedic, oops, it got a little messed up. So this is the pre and probiotics, and this also has the humic and fulvic acid, like Jared was talking about. So really regenerating the gut, and this is also part of the detoxing. The glyphosate is found in Roundup, is being sprayed on absolutely everything right now, and been found in human breast milk. It's a very toxic gut, but the rest of our body. And this is why this product, because the leader of this company, Whole Foods, he's actually found a way to help our body to build a detox. I think there's no other product in the world that can do that without getting. So, sorry for the interruption, guys. So like I was saying, I'm just going to go back to what I was saying. So even if you are taking lots of whole food nutrition every day, like the big salads that Samantha was talking about, you're not actually able to absorb all of the nutrients from that. So Biomedic is just absolutely amazing for nutrient absorption. And then, like I said, it helps to detox glyphosate and other toxins that are found in the gut and the bloodstream. So with that, if I want to pass it over to you, Samantha, to maybe go through a couple of our other amazing superfoods.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know what that technical difficulty was, but thank you so much for hanging in here. So yeah, I will go to the next slide, which is our Apothecary. So this is one of my favorite superfoods just because it tastes so good and it has so much benefit. So this is what we use as our nightcap. It helps to create natural melatonin stores within our body. So it's not like a sleeping pill where you take it and then instantly you're going to be falling asleep within a certain period of time. It's just something that you take that helps your body to naturally create its own melatonin, which is our sleep hormone. So that puts us into our deep REM sleep. It's something that I know a lot of people have said they've experienced very vivid dreams before they couldn't remember their dreams, which I truly appreciate. It's very, very high in antioxidants. It's equivalent to, I think, 5 or 6 cups of blueberries. And it helps to create that natural response to inflammation within the body. It's very anti-inflammatory, and it helps to beautify our skin, combat the free radical damage, and that is all because it is very, very high in vitamin C and just so many of those nutrients that we simply can't get. And it's very concentrated too, which is cool. So it just takes 1 or 2 tablespoons in a glass of water, and I know a lot of us like to drink it in like a wine glass. It can be a wine replacement for those of us that was something that we would kind of wind down with as a nightcap. This can be a healthy replacement, so you don't feel like you're missing out on that. And then the power shake. So this is our green juice. This is what I was talking about, having 6 microgreen solids of nutrients in 1 shaker bottle. It's 5.5 tablespoons. So they have dehydrated these superfoods in such a way that it's so condensed. The nutrients you get is so powerful in such a small portion. And it's really cool because they did a low temperature solar dehydration process that it preserves the living enzymes to the point where when we put this back in water, it reactivates and like it makes them alive again. So this is almost as good as like just going out into your backyard and picking something and eating it, because they have the most incredible process. And because of that, because it's able to maintain all of the enzymes, it's super duper alkalizing for our body, which disease cannot thrive in an alkalized environment. So that is why it's just so important to really concentrate on that part of nutrition when it comes to trying to be more healthy. And because of this, it's very, very this alone can replace people's coffee because it's super energizing. It's very high vibrational, being it's still living food, and it gets us down at a cellular level. So I know for a lot of us, like some trauma and stuff can come up. Like the healing process is a lot more than just like surface deep. It's stuff that's deep in our cells, and we're opening that up, and we're able to really go to the root cause of everything. And yeah, it's super hydrating at its cellular level as well. So I will pass it over to Jared to share the next couple of items that come in your ultimate lifestyle transformation.
Thank you. I love, shout out to the Power Shake, by the way. I do my daily routine. Super Cleanser. Yeah. So this is the Parasite Cleanse. It's part of the ultimate lifestyle transformation because it's done towards the end of the 30 days, where you are flushing out toxins and parasites, their eggs, and much like the bad bacteria that lives in our gut, sending signals to our brain that we want more sugar, want more processed food so that they could survive, and those need to be taken out. And this is the cleanest, most gentle way to do that. And the parasites are usually, when they lay their eggs, it's required that you kill the eggs as well. And this, using clove and marshmallow root, black walnut, all these natural ingredients that are in the Super Cleanser is the most holistic approach to doing this. It's a process that usually would result in you having to run to the bathroom every few minutes, but this is a very gentle, very organic way to do it. So yeah, and you know, when we say curbs cravings, it's like, how does that work? It's the same way the bacteria influences your mental state. It's sending signals to your brain. You know, your gut is your second brain, and this is the best way to be in the best positive mental state with the cleanser. Yeah. What else do we have here? Okay, so yeah, the plastic-free mission is incredible. When we first got started, Purium, they were still using plastic containers, but their mission now is an environmental one, and they have completely eliminated plastic except for one product, which they're trying to actually get rid of in the next couple of years. But everything else, it's all in these home compostable Terra pouches, which look really cool, and they even have like a zipper that's compostable on it. So anything could just be thrown into you can actually plant it in your garden, but it's good in your compost. It will degrade wherever it is, even in the ocean, if it unfortunately ends up there. So this stainless steel shaker bottle is included as part of the package, and it's essential because you want to have your water, your drinks, wherever you go. And this is encouraging you to reduce your waste. And actually, it's very influential kind of process where, you know, the more you're taking away sources of plastic and sources of consumption, the more the more you reduce your carbon footprint. So I think what we have to do is you know, find food sources like this that, you know, don't leave a large footprint in terms of, you know, if you were to juice regularly, the produce from the grocery store, that was all in trucks and refrigeration, and taking a lot more space and energy than this method of delivery. So yeah, it's super optimal lifestyle. And I just can't say enough about it because it's changed my life and the thousands of people that we've helped heal as well. And it just starts with a decision. It's just essentially, do you want to feel better? Do you want more out of life? And this is the stepping stone. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
So yeah, through this ultimate lifestyle transformation, it is by definition creating a permanent lasting change. The company that we've partnered with, Purium, they are the transformation company. And I don't think they could have come up with a better word, a better name for the ultimate lifestyle transformation, because it truly does, it changes everything. When your nutrition and what you put into your body changes, it's the level of how you're eating is the level of what your life is going to be. And I can't say more times than enough that that is so true. I thought like I was doing everything right, but because gut health was that missing key, I wasn't absorbing properly. And so I want to show you a couple more slides, Ingrid, if you wanted to go over them, of what you get to help you track your progress. There's multiple options on how you want to go about doing this 30 days. So it's not like a rigid, strict thing that you have to follow this one way.
Absolutely, yes. So this kind of takes us into what all comes with your lifestyle transformation. There's a really detailed explanation of all of the foods that do come with it. And then there's a really amazing way to track your progress as you're going through this transformation. So it's just absolutely amazing. There's all kinds of really incredible resources and learning opportunities that come with these superfoods as well. And then another really amazing thing about Purium is there's 3 different schedules as of right now that you can choose to fit your specific needs and to fit your specific schedule as you're going through your daily. So there is there's of course the simplified 30-day schedule, there is the accelerated schedule, and then there's also an intermittent fasting option, which a lot of people are into intermittent fasting as of right now. I know a couple of my family members are doing it. So it's just so amazing how easy it is to fit it into your day-to-day schedule. And, these superfoods are super easy to take with you on the go as well. So whether you're living a pretty slow life, go with the flow lifestyle, or whether you're a busy parent who's doing 10 million things a day, this is going to fit with your lifestyle. So it's amazing. And then there are a couple more options to fit your lifestyle more specifically. So there's the standard ultimate lifestyle transformation, which comes with all the superfoods that we talked about today. And then there's also the ultimate lifestyle transformation plus immune, which comes with zinc and a couple other that is really amazing for just building up the immune system, which has been a really common theme of the last couple of years with the pandemic and everything going on. And, especially as now we're going into summer as well, and when you're going back into winter, it's so important to boost your immunity before winter. And then another really amazing transformation pack that you can get is the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Pack plus performance. So if you're going to the gym all the time, it's recommended with the regular ultimate lifestyle transformation that you don't do a ton of heavy lifting, a ton of really heavy cardio. So this is really amazing if you want to continue to do your daily workout routine and really push yourself farther than some other people might typically do. So it's amazing. And the greatest gift you can give your family and the world is a healthy you, which is it's just so true. I mean, what do you have if you don't have your health? Everything is just so limited when you don't have your health. So, it's so important to say yes to yourself and say yes to your health, before things start to go downhill. And that's especially true if you're living the standard American diet or not taking care of your gut health or even your mental health or your physical health as well as you should be. So it's more important now than ever. And then who is ready to transform their life? All it takes is, like Jared was saying, it's a decision. So whenever you're ready to say yes to your health and say yes to a more abundant lifestyle as informed of your health, even financial health, it's just so amazing to say yes to this transformation. You've only heard snippets of our stories this evening, but this has really changed absolutely every aspect of our life and of my life. So the only regret I have is that I didn't say yes sooner. So it's the most amazing time to say yes to this. It's summer, it's a perfect time to get in shape, to get your body ready for summer, get that beach body ready. So it's the perfect time to say yes to this transformation. So did you have any other closing words you wanted to say, Samantha?
Yeah, so when it comes to saying yes to yourself, I know for a lot of people, this can look like, a big investment. It can seem kind of scary, but we do have a 60-day money back guarantee. So if you were to do this 30-day program, you still have an extra 30 days to decide whether or not you think that this did for you what you wanted, what you were expecting. And honestly, I haven't experienced that with anyone thus far, because like you've heard from our stories, it's days into this that we are already seeing these incredible transformations mentally, physically, spiritually, even. It's pretty incredible the change that can come when you incorporate the highest quality food on the planet and say yes to yourself and allow yourself that grace to try this and just to see. So I would love for anyone who's interested to get back with who invited you on or sent you the recording, and they have a incredible gift card that can save you more than $100 depending on which one of these packs that you go with. It's like 110 and up, and for me that was very helpful, like in this time that we're in where financial struggles are huge for a lot of people. Just know that you have the opportunity to get your money back, but also we have the power to help you save money in the beginning as well. And then if Jared, if there's any closing words you wanted to add on.
No, I think you guys nailed it. There's really not a lot of wiggle room in the space of like gut health. I think you have to adhere to certain requirements, and if you lay a good foundation that you can stick to every day, you're going to be in a good starting place. So yeah, definitely invest in your health and experiment. Just try it out. There's really no risk involved.
Thank you so much for coming on and speaking and sharing your story with us, Jared, and Ingrid for being an incredible co-host for these Wellness Wednesdays. I'm just so grateful that we're able to take what we've been given, the knowledge and the tools, and to pay it forward and help so many people transform their life.
So grateful for you both. Thank you so much for this beautiful call this evening.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
You too.